So I found a hidden gem on AliExpress, and I've actually looked at this tool for a while, but I did not realize how good it is. So this is the HouHou Mini Multi-Tool. I don't know how to pronounce that. H-O-U, whatever that is. So anyway, it's classified as a mini multi-tool, but it actually packs a huge punch. So what this is essentially the same size as the SOG Powerpint, but it's a scissor-based version, and it's got some pretty cool tools. Now, whenever we have a tool like this, one of the biggest things is obviously to check out the scissors. Most people just sort of use paracord as a way to, I guess, establish some consistency between multi-tools. So this seems to cut paracord fairly well. So let's go ahead and just cut some paper right here. And again, it cuts paper fairly well. Now, I did try to cut like some very thin chip bags. I like chips a little bit too much, or crisp, I guess, as people call them overseas. But anyway, that very thin bag, sometimes you might have to hold these together a little bit, but it does seem to cut everything that I've used it on to this point. Now, why this is so great is it's only around $17, $18 or so, and comes in at 5.3 ounces or 153 grams. So it is a very, very pocketable tool. So right here is a comparison between the SOG Powerpint and this one right here, the Mini Multi-Tool. Maybe we'll call it the H Mini Multi-Tool. And then, of course, we always have to bring in the Leatherman Leap. Again, I've made several videos on this. For a brief time, there was a site that had these for $50. What a bargain. And this is probably Leatherman's best EDC multi-tool, at least its most advanced version. Unfortunately, it was made for kids, didn't sell very well, but you've got essentially a very small Leatherman Wave style multi-tool, which is amazing. And this one came in at 4.7 ounces, 132 grams. You can only buy these on eBay and sites like that now, but that's just a comparison between the three. So this one right here is really neat, and I want you to take a look at this because it shows what can be done in a very small frame. So here are the pliers on the SOG Powerpint. And then if I'm looking at this correctly, I feel like they have managed right here. It's a little hard to get, well, maybe right there. Anyway, they've managed to put a lot more of a larger scissor than the Powerpint has pliers. And some of that is because you've got tools on the outside, whereas in this one goes about the tools differently. And so they have a whole long plier handle where they can stick these scissors. So what I would love to see is actually a plier-based version of this. I think that would be amazing. I would love that. So if they could just put some pliers in there, I would be so happy. Then I could mod and do all kinds of other things. But what we have is a lot of outside opening tools. So we have a screwdriver and a bottle cap lifter, and these are not locking on the outside. And then we do also have this lanyard loop right here as well, attachment. We have a fairly nice knife right here as well. Again, it doesn't lock, but again, this is a very small tool, so I'm not super worried about that. And then on this side, you have a nail file, and then you have a package opener. It is very sharp. So I have used this package opener, works pretty good as well. I don't know if that's what I would have put in this tool, but it is a cool tool. And then we do have a couple like USB remover or cards to try to get, I think it is USB removers. So anyway, that's what we have right here on the tool. So pretty cool right there. And micro card, that's what I was trying to think. Anyway, to remove micro cards, I guess from cameras, computer devices. So very cool right here. And again, I guess one of these is more of a micro screwdriver for like watches and RC vehicles and all kinds of things like that. So it has a pretty good tool list, but that's not all. One of the things I really like about this is they have actually put some tools in the handle. So that's something that we've seen Victorinox do, and we have to some extent, I guess, Leatherman has tried to do some things like that, but usually you don't see it from overseas tools so Leatherman had where you could put the pocket clip in, but so what we have here is we have tweezers that can fit in this handle, and then I think this is like earwax removal. So not very exciting, but you can put a tool in there, which I think is really neat as well. So I feel like this offers a ton of value. I feel like it's a very valuable tool. I feel like I've heard some negative review on this, and I'm really not sure why, because I feel pretty positive about this. I think it's a great investment, and I would pick one of these up before they disappear, because whenever I find a tool I like, usually it leaves and it gets sold out online, or it's no longer there, it's discontinued. So pick one of these up, and I think it's pretty great value.